Honorable Speaker, I would like to start by thanking the committee and thanking the leadership and also all the colleagues who have contributed. Honorable Speaker, as indeed has been indicated, this is a critical moment, and it is a moment where, Honorable Speaker, I am particularly honored to be a member of this Parliament, the 12th Parliament, having been nominated by my party, the Orange Democratic Movement Party, Honorable Speaker, and at that being nominated under the auspices of ensuring that we get the voice of those who are perceived to be marginalized. Honorable Speaker, as I start, I would like, Honorable Speaker, to remind us, because I know I am speaking, Honorable Speaker, to my colleagues in Parliament, but Honorable Speaker, I also want to say that I know that as I talk, Kenyans are listening. Honorable Speaker, only yesterday we got a chance to honor a very respected member of this Parliament who was the leader of the Committee on Administration and Security. And Honorable Speaker, as I make my presentation here today, I would like to draw the attention of all of us members of Parliament who yesterday indeed acknowledged and honored a great leader, a great politician, a parliamentarian who put Kenya first and who had the sense to not only respect those with different opinions, but to see how it is to work. I start, Honorable Speaker, by reminding all of us that when we are here, because we are mortal beings, we are here for a while, Honorable Speaker, and we do not get opportunity, such as we have, to be members of Parliament, to be at a critical constitutional moment, to make a difference for no reason. Honorable Speaker, I'd like, as I make my presentations, to indicate that I do so, knowing that we are here as mortal beings for just a certain period of time, and Honorable Speaker, that after a while we are going to leave, and we will, Honorable Speaker, be remembered for two things. We will be remembered for the problems that we caused, or we will be remembered for the problems that we have solved. It is on this reason, Honorable Speaker, that from the onset I support the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020. I do it, Honorable Speaker, because the promoters of the bill seek to address issues arising from the implementation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Honorable Speaker, I had a moment to be observer number 36 as we at Bomas sought to hear the voice of Wanjiko and to see how to bring a difference. I thank God, Honorable Speaker, that I was an observer, but now I am, Honorable Speaker, in Parliament, and indeed, as all members have said, sitting here not only on my own accord, but speaking and indeed exercising authority on behalf of members and on behalf of the public. I therefore, Honorable Speaker, as I support this bill, do so because the promoters clearly want to resolve issues of divisive elections. Honorable Speaker, we can talk about leadership, which is influence. Honorable Speaker, we can talk about politics, which is really how we engage in activities to determine how we choose to govern our country, how we choose to govern our wards, how we choose to govern our organizations. Honorable Speaker, one of the key issues that has indeed created great problems is that of divisive elections. Honorable Speaker, on November 17th, I was also caught up as Honorable Speaker as a result of divisive elections, politics, and indeed manners in which as a country we were bringing voters, youth, women, and others into a very difficult moment. We had a difficult time, and it took us hours, Honorable Speaker, with the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga to move from the airport into town to Uhuru Park. And so, Honorable Speaker, as I support this bill, I am aware, Honorable Speaker, that as a leader, there are times when you look at the needs and you listen to what it is that those who seek transformation want to get done, you would have to determine what you do. Should it be that you do not find within your reach what you will see as excellent or as meeting all the needs? Honorable Speaker, I know that as we look at this BBI amendment bill, Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020, we will see that we are also addressing, in addition to the key issue of divisive elections, the question of how, Honorable Speaker, to ensure that we have shared prosperity, Honorable Speaker, that we address issues of corruption, Honorable Speaker, that indeed, as we talk about devolution, then we do not only have a situation where this is done in words, but indeed where functions follow funds. And we see that we have, Honorable Speaker, therefore, the whole important issue of ward funds. Honorable Speaker, one of the key issues that I'd like to speak to, because I can see, Honorable Speaker, as I thank the committee, that on page 66, there is a very clear indication of how it is, Honorable Speaker, that this constitutional amendment bill is seeking, Honorable Speaker, as we had said, that they would want to cure issues arising from the implementation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. We can see, Honorable Speaker, that this Parliament emanating in particular from the manner in which in the National Assembly we have not been able to meet the required two-thirds gender rule that is in the Constitution. It is this, Honorable Speaker, that is the area I'd like to contribute to, because as I indicated at the beginning, I am nominated in this National Assembly as a person from ODM, but Honorable Speaker, I am nominated representing women. And I can see, Honorable Speaker, that today I am going to get a chance to also be 001 as I talk particularly about the issue of the women, because the Honorable Sankok has tended to be 001 and has not reminded people that he is dealing with persons with disability. So, Honorable Speaker, as I look at this issue, what I wanted to draw the attention, particularly of the public, and indeed to see as a key issue of concern, is that we are talking about good values. We are talking about good governance. We all would like to have representation. We would all like to have the shared prosperity. Honorable Speaker, when we look at the manner in which this proposed amendment bill is looking at an issue that has continued to give us challenges, that of ensuring that we allow those with leadership qualities to indeed ascend even to political leadership and not to be excluded merely on account of their gender. Honorable Speaker, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, that is publicly and globally acclaimed now as truly being a leader that is responding to the needs of all her citizens, is indeed a woman. And so as I talk, Honorable Speaker, I wanted to say that I support what the constitutional amendment bill is proposing to do, because, Honorable Speaker, it is based on a long journey of having tried many different avenues. Honorable Speaker, I know that we are aware that we are at an important, pregnant constitutional moment. Honorable Speaker, it is indeed true that we need to look at the legal angle and that we need to use law as a system of rules which will be the basis of governing or regulating or ordering what we do in our country to achieve the desired results. It is clear, Honorable Speaker, that we do not want to exclude anyone from fulfilling their interests or their rights merely on any grounds, indeed, Honorable Speaker, of discrimination. And our Constitution indeed prohibits discrimination on any grounds, be it gender, youth, age, or ability. When I look at this constitutional amendment bill, Honorable Speaker, I am encouraged that having looked at the manner in which there has not only been a constitutional stipulation, but also a manner in which there has been indeed demonstrated ability of those who then presented themselves to the electorate, who are elected and who have indeed come to perform their roles. It is in this constitutional amendment deal presented that we would want to go beyond what it is that we had before, and this amendment bill is seeking to give us practical tools so that we are not, in a way, Honorable Speaker, burdening women with guilt and shame when the only way they can be seen to be in leadership is that they are only those who come there by form of affirmative action. I do not, Honorable Speaker, in any way say that affirmative action is wrong. I am grateful because I am a product of affirmative action. But, Honorable Speaker, I think it is important that we see the spirit of this constitutional amendment bill that seeks to ensure that we do not get young girls and women imagining that the only way that they are going to be getting into positions of leadership is by nomination. Honorable Speaker, as I say this, I seek to clarify the misinterpretation and perception out there. This constitutional amendment bill, Honorable Speaker, is clearly indicating that we would like, as a country that has realized that there are challenges where in the elections there are language that is particularly discouraging or intimidating, or which would discourage an otherwise very, very capable and stout politician from arising and being elected. Honorable Speaker, I do not need to emphasize that we have very many cases where, as we talk about divisive politics, where, as we talk about electoral violence, this seems, Honorable Speaker, to wear a feminine face. And there are very many, Honorable Speaker, women who do not then rise to take up positions because they are discouraged by the kind of politics and sometimes what it is that is the position that others present before them. When we look at this Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020, Honorable Speaker, we see that as we look at this, contrary to what it is that has been focused on, that we are going to get a bloated number, that we are going to actually just have women being brought as top-up. Honorable Speaker, I see this when I look at the amendment bill very clearly isolating political parties as a very important route, Honorable Speaker. And I know that in the morning, one of our colleagues, the Honorable Omose, I think, had indicated that we would not want to force political parties to get women to be in a position where they are not. Honorable Speaker, if we look at statistics, we can pick any political party. We are going to find that the people who you will, if you are looking at gender, be represented much more are likely to be the women. The only challenge, Honorable Speaker, is that as a result of discrimination and many other issues, they tend not to want to rise to run for office. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, as I support this bill, I do it because I can see that as we enable political parties to clearly ensure that they observe the two-thirds gender rule, we will also, Honorable Speaker, be addressing issues related to corruption. Honorable Speaker, the cost we are talking about is going to be handled, and indeed, the most important, representation will be wholesome. I therefore, Honorable Speaker, support this bill. Thank you.